All right, dear quilty friends, thanks for being over here at Brenda's Quilting Studio. Take a minute to like and subscribe to this channel so that we can send out more of these beautiful quilts to the grayer masses, and this tradition can continue with the next generation coming up. Let me just back up and show you what's happening here. So colorful and beautiful. But I'm telling you what, this is not small. It's one of the largest king-size quilts I've done. I have a 14-foot quilt bed here, so I can do much larger than this. You can see it goes clear out to here and another foot or so down on that side. So there's plenty of space. But this is 112 inches square. So honey, she is not small. She is definitely going to cover the entire bed and hanging over the edges. So something to be aware of. She's a nice big girl, but I have a nice big bed that I can go with, so it works out great. Some fun things about this. Let's talk about it. Look at this. When you are doing your seams on your borders, you know, I talk about when you're making your connections, do them at the diagonal and your eye will move much more smoothly over that section instead of keeping them at the keeping them straight across. Okay, there's an example right there. And when the stitching gets on it, you're definitely not going to have any issues there. But that's something to be aware of when you have your borders or your sashing. If you can do it at the diagonal, your eye will move smoothly over that. Keep that in mind. It needs a little bit more fabric, but it's so worth it. The batting that I used on this one, let's talk about it. I looked at a variety of batting. She wanted to go with my Hobbs 80/20 type of batting. And I do have several battings over here at the Quilting Studio, but I also have a little bit of white batting. I have a roll of white batting, and because she has white background that's kind of see-through, I pulled out my special roll of white batting to make sure that everything is very white and consistent. Now, if I had used the basically beige batting, it would have been adequate. It would have been okay, but having the white batting does make a difference. So that's something that I wanted to be able to shine on a quilt that has as much white on it as this does right here. Triangle sections. Let's talk about that really quickly. You've seen this before on some of the quilts, and when you have it like this, you've got at least one bias edge and maybe two. And if you didn't cut it really straight, you might even have more than two. So this has at least one bias edge all the way around. So when that happens, you'd be very careful with your pressing, with your connecting it together, with your stitching of the next piece on, with every piece about it. You don't want to do any stretching on it. And you can see how nice and straight this is, just falling over the edge, cascading over the edge of the quilting bed. So because of that, I know that she has done a really great job of keeping it very straight, not doing any stretching on the pressing. All of that has worked out really well. People ask about the name of this quilt. It's called Double Strip Trip, and it's by Little Louise. Double Strip Trip. I know you're going to love it. All the colors here, such a nice combination. We went around and around with colors of thread and also designs. Ultimately, we chose this fantastic stars and loops just to really shine over here in all of these big white sections. Hubby and wife were both here making decisions, and he really wanted that star design. And I said, great, we're all about it. And they finally chose this fantastic multicolored variegated that I have. Isn't it great? It's really showing up nicely in the white areas and just lovely over top of all the colored areas as well. Could have done a different color of thread, but this one is working out great. So something nice to be aware of there when you're doing your pressing. Let's talk one more thing on this, and look at that inner border. I mean, seriously, friends, wow, so nice. And I love that she did that at the diagonal as well. Pressing. Be so careful. Love the pressing. When you do great pressing on the back and the front, it will make a big difference on your quilt. Big time when you have all of these colors and you're working with white next to it. Friends, you need to make sure that all of your extra threads are clipped, because otherwise they can shine through that white fabric when we're trying to stitch it. And then we're going to see it all the time, and nobody wants to have that happen. I have lots more tips and tricks happy to share with you. Spend some time over here at Brenda's Quilting Studio. I'll give you some great ideas.